I got another chance to play a ton of cool games at PAX West this year. Here are some of my quick thoughts and, more importantly, an interview with someone working on each game. SWAPMEAT was a ton of fun, and the colors and the vibe of the game drew me in right away, as well as their engaging and fun booth presence at the show. When I got my hands on the game, it was exactly as advertised, a very high-energy roguelike with a ton of loadout options that you get from taking down enemies and swapping out your body parts with theirs. This game will be co-op and an even better experience with friends. Let's learn more about the game from someone working on it.
My name's Jamie Stormbreaker. I'm one of the founders of One More Game. I'm also the game director and lead designer.
I just finished up playing SWAPMEAT, and really fun, cool idea. Just tell me, like, how'd you get started making games? What brought you to making games?
Oh yeah, man. Well, where do we start? I got my Nintendo when I was 2, and I've always just had an affinity for computers. And when I got the internet, I was unbelievably interested in it. But I would say, like, when I wanted to make games was when I first played or read about EverQuest, and then played EverQuest, and that was the day that I was like, oh no, this is what I want to do with my entire life. The idea that you could sit down and play with your friends online and like at any time of day, and that was what did it for me. But I started making games. I think it's 18 years ago now, or something like that. Actually, we're at PAX right now. The first time I ever came to Seattle was to show Lord of the Rings online at PAX, and then I moved here like 3 months later to work with my current business partner at ArenaNet, and then we founded One More Game 6 years ago. So it's been a long journey to get all the way here, making games is hell of fun, man.
Yeah, tell me just a bit about going from playing games to making games.
Yeah, they're really different. I would say that playing games, especially if you're just curious and interested in how someone did it. Like when I watch a movie, I'm like, what are they trying to tell me? Same thing when I play a game, and I've always been like that. The jump comes from just being interested, showing up in communities. For me, I'm from Cranston, Rhode Island, and I moved to Massachusetts to work on Lord of the Rings Online, Dungeons & Dragons Online. But how I got noticed was just by being a high-level player in World of Warcraft. I was in the area. They asked me to come test the game. And then, I'm an autodidact, so I learned the thing. I went to college as well, but, I learn as I go. I found engineering as to be one of the most fun things. And,
Let's talk about SWAPMEAT here. Just give me the brief rundown. I mean, it was a ton of fun. Just give me the idea behind it and why you decided to make this game.
Yeah, well, we've been building SWAPMEAT for about 2 years. This is our second title, and we were prototyping, trying to figure out what should we make next. We have a team about 13 people. I think back then we had about 6 or 7, and we were thinking like, okay, let's make a shooter. I love shooters. I wanted to make a shooter for sure. It's unbelievably fun to design those. So we were like, okay, let's do third-person shooter. Let's make a co-op game that's inherently co-op, 1 to 4 players, something that you can drop in and drop out of. I'm really inspired by Diablo 2, like the ability to just jump in a game, jump out of it. Let's make something that has a story, but let's make sure it can be progressed non-linearly, which means that, if your friend is further ahead in the game, you can still play with them. Obviously, I love MMOs, but one of the challenges of those is like, well, if your friend's level 1 and you're 60, we can't really play together. So we knew we wanted these aspects, and then the roguelike genre is something that really a number of folks on my team and myself were really into. We were playing a bunch of them. It's one of the things we noticed is we all had a bunch of them in our library that we all have played for like more than 20, 30, some of us more than 80 hours, right? And then we're like, whoa, this is a rising tides genre. Like, you can do a lot with this, and people just like the loop. It feels good. So the next part is, what's the hook? Like, those are all things that like you direct a team with around product framing, but like, what are we going to tell the people? Like, what is on the box? What is the name of the game? What is the controller mapping, right? And so our art director, Jason Stokes, had this prototype that summer that he shared with us, which was a side-scrolling Contra-style game where you could swap body parts out and get the powers of the enemies on the playfield. And we're like, that would work in this third-person shooter. And the kind of the framing was, what if it was a hero shooter, but you could build your hero at runtime? And what if like the choices that you made outside of the run and the meta progression are really the primary parts of the build, and like those abilities are just the way that you're navigating environments, the way that you're perhaps getting an ability to deal with a situation, or just you have preferences of what the abilities that you have are. And that was the genesis of it. We saw that, we prototyped it for a couple months, gave it to some people. At one more game, we follow something called alpha-driven development, which means our tagline basically is, I can't tell you the game's going to be fun, but I can tell you it's not going to be broken. It will be fun eventually, but the only way I know it's fun is by building it with players and getting their feedback and doing it all the time. So we've been in public testing for a year and 6 months, a year and 8 months, something like that. We gave it to folks 2 months in. We saw that they were having fun. We immediately got a bunch of feedback on how to make it better. And we're running our 7th public playtest now on September 4th to September 9th. And we're going to learn a lot from that as well. Even just a show floor, like we're literally watching for certain things to then go to our hotel rooms. Well, I live here, so some people might go to the hotel rooms to go change it and patch it in the morning so that we can watch people play it tomorrow differently.
That's actually really cool here, and you've been great with the time, so I don't want to take too much of it. But how many, just roughly, combinations can we see? I mean, what's really cool about this game is you get, head, torso, and legs. So 3 different pieces there. About roughly how many types of combos can we see? It's got to be a lot, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's hard for me off the top of my head, but currently in game, I think we have something on the order of probably, 12 or 14 of each of the 3 parts of the slots. I'm not entirely sure. We add them as we go. The thing that I would say is interesting about the combinations is that contextually they add together, but we don't tell the player. It's not like a set bonus. It's the first way we discovered this was about 8 months ago. We had these spider legs, and there was a bug where if you jump and you dash, they go further. And I didn't change it. And I was like, well, it's a co-op game. We can break the hell out of this. It doesn't matter. And players found it, and internally I was like, all right, guys, there's a bug. And they all the developers knew, and they're like, we didn't want to tell you because they knew me as the guy that nerfed everything. And I was like, no, we're not going to do it. We're going to allow it. And then we found that if you combine those with this torso, the wasp torso, we've always been trying to find this way to give the player flight, but it had to be skilled flight, like the Super Mario World cape. And so those 2 abilities those 2 body parts can combine with each other to give it to you because they both send you forward. One of them will reset your jump count when you use the ability, and then you can double jump higher, and then their cooldowns are tuned so like you can literally fly across the map. And we have a plane in the sky that will pull gravity down so you don't escape the skybox.
Right.
But that is an example of like how the abilities could add together in ways you might not have even seen on the show floor just yet. We intentionally designed these abilities to be broken so that way players show us what they can do with it. That is just an example of, it's just like how rocket jumping wasn't intended. We were looking for it. We let players. There it is. Now let's capitalize on that.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a total blast, and I felt myself getting more and more powerful throughout the run, which was great. Anything we can talk about in terms of release date or anything we haven't talked about for people that they should know about the game?
Yeah, just a couple things. There's just to reiterate, SWAPMEAT's got a public playtest on September 4th. It's going to run until September 9th. It's fully public. There's no NDA. The game is working through Steam on PC and Mac OS. If you go wishlist us, go to playswapmeat.com. You can sign up there as well. Jump in our Discord. We're going to run it from the 4th to the 9th. And then we are due out this fall.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time and best of luck with everything. I had a blast. Thank you.